Hello, I'm Jonasz Rewinski and you're watching Break the Fake. They make them, we break them, and tell you everything you need to know. It seems that there is a new war raging in the United States, though this time it's not about serious stuff like civil liberties, but about the right to be the alpha male of the internet. US President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk, former head of the infamous Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, clashed sharply on social media last week. Yet, these two are not besties anymore.
Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore.
At the heart of the war between the Donald and the Doge father was a piece of legislation known as the Big Beautiful Bill, or, if you believe Elon, a disgusting abomination filled with pork. After Musk slammed the bill over government spending issues, Trump, in turn, suggested that the Tesla CEO was annoyed because we took away incentives for the electric car industry, which is billions of dollars. End of quote. Emphasizing that Musk knew all the inner workings of the document from the very beginning.
And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Now, soon after that, Musk responded to Trump with a post on social media platform X. He called his remarks about the knowledge of the details of the bill regarding the abolition of benefits to electric car manufacturers a lie, and also said that without his support, the US president would not have won the election, and the Republicans would not have succeeded in taking control of the US House of Representatives. Such ingratitude were the exact words he used at one point. Heavy, man. Heavy. Now, Trump, for his part, hinted on the social network Truth Social at the possibility of ending subsidies to Musk's companies. The easiest way to save billions and billions of budget dollars is to end government subsidies and Elon's contracts. I always wondered why Biden didn't do this, said Donald Trump. And the US president also wrote that Musk, and I quote again, just lost his mind when Trump asks him to leave the government. And let's be honest, Trump went after Elon's glowing weak points. If this was a video game, this would have been a brutal takedown. After all, Elon makes millions of subsidized businesses and SpaceX contracts. But the skirmish wasn't quite over yet. Oh no. Now, Musk responded by saying it was time to drop the real bombshell, and wrote that Trump was featured in the so-called Epstein files, documents from financier Jeffrey Epstein, who was accused of sex trafficking minors and soliciting them for prostitution. This is the real reason why the files were never released, Musk wrote. He didn't provide any proof of his words, so we're on the trust me bro level here. Also, Elon Musk threatened to pull SpaceX orbital services in retaliation, meaning no more Dragon capsules for US astronauts. And even then, Musk just kept on going and added a cherry on top. Trump should be impeached and replaced with Vice President J.D. Vance. So yeah, Elon went for the nuke. Ouch. Now, make no mistake, this whole chronically online version of Mortal Kombat didn't go unnoticed among investors and commentators. Tesla shares experienced a bit of an epileptic fit for a while, while political experts wondered what could bring the verbal carnage to an end. What happened eventually was something of a quiet truce over the weekend, with both men not dissing one another like angry rappers for a change. But even as we're recording this, the drama might be about to erupt all over again. Elon Musk was one of the biggest donors to Donald Trump's campaign during the election race, and immediately after the Republican was elected president, he took a position as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, whose goal was stated to be to reduce budget spending, including by firing so-called inefficient officials. Now, however, the alliance is gone, with Elon playing the salty Dave Mustaine to Trump's slightly aloof James Hetfield. And honestly, this whole thing was literally sane anger, which means it was barely listenable. For those who think Trump is more like Lars Ulrich, or not metal at all, insert your favorite music industry beef here. Also, no analogy is ever going to be perfect, because one of our bands is here by popular demand, while the other's a bit of an industry plant. Nobody ever voted for Elon, and while Trump's not everyone's favorite POTUS, indeed, his latest take on the Ukraine war is an absolute disaster, and the bar had already been pretty low, he is still the democratically elected leader. While Elon is a rich online edgelord running around with a chainsaw like he's the Doomslayer. And if so, we're definitely in the Dark Ages territory now, because Trump's gone positively medieval on the guy. Speaking of edgelords and bad political takes, Errol Musk, father of Elon Musk, flew to Moscow to participate in the Forum of the Future 2050, organized by the Tsargrad Institute. Yes, that one think tank associated with one Alexander Dugin, the little ultra-nationalist devil on Putin's shoulder. Buckle up, this is gonna be absolutely wild. On the event's website, Errol Musk, listed among the speakers, is signed as engineer, businessman, gem dealer, father of Elon Musk. Along with him, the speakers section also lists Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, head of Tsargrad Konstantin Malofeyev, a bunch of other Russian officials, plus tinfoil hat maestro Alex Jones, so hide your frogs. The forum will be held between the 9th and the 10th of June at the Lomonosov Innovation Cluster of Moscow State University. Its participants are going to seek an answer to the question: what will the new Russia and the world be like in the middle of the 21st century? And they plan to discuss a number of topics, including ideology, foreign policy, national priorities, sovereign development, traditional values, patriotic education, and much, much more. In particular, one of the topics is called Russian Space, the Race for Mars. Why not Mars in 3 days, by the way? Doesn't matter. At this rate, by 2050, decisions will be made in Beijing, not Moscow, so who cares? Anyway, in a conversation with the Russian media, Musk Sr. criticized his son for his recent conflict with current US President Donald Trump, considering it a serious mistake. He also expressed the opinion that Elon's conflict with Trump could quickly be resolved. In his view, his son is only trying to oppose the policies of the Democrats, preventing them from, and I quote, implementing their stupid ideas.
Oh, no. Trump will prevail. He's the president. He was elected as the president. So, Elon made a mistake, I think, but he's tired. He's stressed. 5 months, continuous, stress. And then, in the end, it's just him and Trump left. Then they still, don't know what to do, so they fight with each other, until they can, come to normal conditions, you know what I mean? But first 5 months, terrible stress. Well, as I say, a lot of stress that they had, so Elon he wants to stick to the principles of not giving to the Democrats their stupid ideas, money and stuff, and Trump's must do that to get their votes. So, it's normal, it's just a small thing. It will be over tomorrow.
And now, the big question: how come the world's richest man's dad ended up at a conference set up by a neo-Nazi Rasputin wannabe in an aggressor state that stands against everything America is all about? Was he negotiating asylum for Elon if his battle against Trump turns sour, so that he could perhaps live next to Ed Snowden one day? I don't know, but Elon's already kind of Kremlin-coded himself by now. Remember his so-called peace deal for Ukraine back in October 2022 with proposed neutrality and Crimea called the Khrushchev mistake? That was way before Trump started calling Zelensky a dictator or excusing Putin for bombing civilians. What's with all this Russia-loving trend among the American right anyway? I'd say let's bring back good old Ronald Reagan. We win and they lose, evil empire and all that. Anything other than this regarding foreign policy on Russia is, as Elon Musk may have called it if he had any sense, a mountain of disgusting pork. And with this, we end this edition of Break the Fake. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.